Welcome back to the BookCast. Today we are unpacking every layer of the incredible novel, The Wind in the Willows. Get ready for a bookcast into its characters, themes, and, the hidden meanings behind the story. We're jumping right into the magic of Kenneth Grahame's world, starting with Malay's iconic escape, from underground.
Right, the spring cleaning.
Exactly. All that hard work, the dust, and then suddenly, pop, he's out in the sunlight in this meadow.
And it feels like more than just escaping chores, doesn't it? It's this profound break from the routine, almost like Grahame himself wanting to get away from it all.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. It's that feeling of just needing to ditch the to-do list, the burrow,
Yeah,
for something completely spontaneous.
absolutely. He's not just finding sunshine. He's finding a whole new way to live, really. Instinct and, well, joy.
And what a find. He sort of wanders, doesn't he, until bam, there's the river. First time he's ever seen one.
And Grahame describes it so vividly, like a sleek, sinuous, full-bodied animal.
It is. It's clearly a fresh start for Mole, but what's interesting is how the river world seems both wild and somehow orderly.
That's a great point. It's not total chaos. It's this sort of contained wilderness, like an ideal little society with its own flow. Maybe a gentle escape, not like the real wildness further out.
And speaking of the river, that's how he meets Water Rat.
Ah, Ratty. Living the good life.
Totally. Comfortable, knows the river inside out, and they just click immediately. And then Rat says that line.
Oh, the classic. Believe me, my young friend, there is nothing, absolute nothing, half so much worth doing as simply messing about in boats.
It's practically a motto now, isn't it? Why do you think it sticks with people so much?
Well, it hits that universal chord, right? That longing for simplicity, just being present, not rushing.
Sure.
But for Rat, it's also maybe his comfort zone. It defines him, but maybe it also limits him a little.
Interesting point. So they kick off their river adventures. Moldy's a bit clumsy at first.
Understandably.
Yeah, keen a row, but ends up tipping the boat over. Classic beginner move.
But Rat's so patient, isn't he? Just kind of gets him sorted. That really cements their friendship straight away.
It really does. Shows his character. He's not just laid back. He's genuinely supportive.
Gets the picnic basket back, too. Priorities.
Huh. Absolutely. And Rat starts opening Mole's eyes to the wider river world. Otters, kingfishers. It sounds idyllic.
It does.
But then he mentions the wildwood.
Yes. The mood shifts.
Instantly. Weasels, stoats, foxes, and the mysterious Mr. Badger. Suddenly there's this hint of danger, of something unknown.
Exactly. It sets up that contrast perfectly. Their safe little river world versus the untamed bit just beyond, and Badger. He's the key to that other world, maybe.
And just as we're getting settled, we get our first hint of Mr. Toad.
Of Toad Hall.
The one and only. Restless, eccentric.
Already known for jumping from one obsession to the next, right? Boating, houseboats, always something new.
He's pure impulse, isn't he? A fantastic character, but oh boy, that restlessness definitely foreshadows the chaos to come, big time. Okay, so Mole's found the river, made a friend, but his curiosity is still buzzing, which leads us, after the riverbank, onto the open road.
Right. Mole and Rat pay a visit to Toad Hall.
Sounds grand, Toad Hall. But that deserted boathouse tells a story, doesn't it? Confirms what Rat said about Toad getting bored easily.
It's a perfect symbol of his fickle nature. All that expensive gear just abandoned, because now he's got a new obsession.
The canary-colored caravan.
Oh, yes. Horse-drawn. Rat's, let's say, deeply skeptical.
Understandably. Mole, though, he's curious, eager for the new thing, even if he's probably a bit baffled by Toad.
Always up for an adventure, Mole.
So off they go. The journey starts, and at first it's lovely. Open road, friendly people.
And Toad is in his element, making grand speeches about the simple life, the romance of the road.
Oh, he's loving it. This is the life.
Until the motor car, that immense, breath-snatching, passionate thing roars past.
Destroys the caravan, sends the horse bolting. But Toad, he doesn't care about that. He's just mesmerized.
Utterly captivated. It's like he goes into a trance. Poop, poop.
It's almost funny how fast the caravan is forgotten. 1 minute it's his life's dream, the next.
It's nothing. The car is everything. It's speed, power, modernity. It just grabs him. Possesses him, really.
That's the word. Possessed. And his caravan craze, gone. Poof. Replaced completely by this total infatuation with motor cars.
To the absolute despair of Rat and Mole.
Yeah, you just picture him standing there by the wreckage, looking at Toad, just staring after the car. What can they do?
Not much. They see he's lost to this new mania, so they decide to just head home, leave the broken caravan.
Such a sad end to their trip.
It really shows that clash, doesn't it? Toad's reckless individualism versus their more steady, friendship-based values.
And does Toad learn? Nope. First thing he does is buy a hugely expensive motor car.
Of course he does. For Toad, it's all about the next thrill. Consequences are for, well, other animals.
So Mole's had a taste of the road, but that curiosity about the wildwood, and especially Mr. Badger, it's still nagging at him.
Yeah, he keeps wanting to meet Badger, explore the wood, even though Rat keeps warning him off.
Rat knows it's dangerous. Weasels, stoats, not friendly folk. He's a riverbanker. He sticks to what he knows is safe.
But Mole, he's got this growing confidence maybe, or just naivety. He wants to see it for himself. The mystery pulls him in.
And he decides to go. Alone. Into the wildwood. In winter.
Big mistake.
Huge. Oh yeah. Starts off, okay, maybe a bit exciting, but then dusk starts to fall.
And it gets scary, fast. He starts seeing the faces in the trees, hearing whistling, pattering footsteps.
Proper creepy. Grahame really makes you feel that rising panic, and then that rabbit runs past shouting, "Get out of this, you fool, get out!" Chillin'.
It's like the wood itself turns hostile. That psychological fear, the fear of the unseen, it's really powerful.
Thankfully, Rat realizes Mole is gone, and he doesn't hesitate.
Good old Ratty. He knows the danger. He grabs his pistols, a cudgel, gets properly armed up.
Quite the image, isn't it? Rat the river lover turning into this armed protector.
Shows his loyalty, right? He marches into the wildwood, and just him being there, being armed and determined, seems to push the fear back. The faces disappear.
He's incredibly brave. But even with Rat there, they're still in trouble, lost in the snow.
Yeah, the snow makes everything look the same, disorienting, makes the wood feel even more isolating.
They're struggling, cold, exhausted, and then Mole trips. Hurts his shin.
Ouch. Seems like bad luck, but...
But it's good luck.
Wait.
Because his foot hits something hard under the snow. A door scraper.
Serendipity. And Rat, being Rat, puts two and two together. A door scraper out here means...
A door. He figures it out, clears the snow, and there it is. A little door set into the bank.
With a brass plate.
Reading Mr. Badger. Mole's thrilled. After all that fear and wandering, they've found him.
Finally. It feels like reaching sanctuary, doesn't it? This hidden, almost legendary home.
So they knock, and Badger, well, he's not thrilled about being disturbed. A bit grumpy at first.
As you might expect from a recluse woken up in winter.
But as soon as he sees it's Rat, and that Mole is clearly in distress, cold, and hurt, he changes completely.
Yeah, that gruff exterior melts away. He becomes all warmth and hospitality, pulls him inside.
And his home. It's this amazing underground haven, big kitchen, roaring fire, total contrast to the cold, scary wood outside.
Comforting, safe. Badger represents that deep, earthy wisdom, that stability, and he feeds them well.
For a proper supper. And over the food, they start talking about who else?
Toad. Has to be Toad.
Yep. His motorcar madness has just gotten worse. Crash after crash, fines, hospital stays. He's ruining himself. They're really worried.
It's serious now. And Badger, listening to all this, he decides. He's going to step in.
But not yet.
No, not yet. Animal etiquette, you see. Winter's a time for rest, not for major interventions or, difficult conversations. But come spring, Toad's time is up.
Badger will deal with him. It shows his authority, his role in their little society.
Definitely. And there's that amazing detail about his home, isn't there?
Oh yeah, that it's built in the ruins of an old human city.
It adds such depth. Like Badger's family, Badgers in general, they've always been there, enduring. While human settlements come and go, nature reclaiming things. It's subtle, but powerful.
It really is. So after they're rested and fed, Badger doesn't just send them out the front door back into the wood.
No way. He knows better. He's got secret tunnels, shortcuts.
Leads them through these passages right out into safe open fields, completely bypassing the wildwood dangers. Smart.
Shows his practical side, his protector role again. And Mole has this realization as they leave.
Yeah, he gets it now. He's not a wildwood animal. He belongs in the fields, the hedgerows, the more cultivated, gentler places.
He's learning where he fits, finding his own place.
Which leads us nicely into Dulce Dome Sweet Home. Rat and Mole are heading back, passing through a human village at night.
Looking in through the windows.
Seeing the lights, the families. And there's this feeling of wistfulness, like they're observers, separate from that human world.
Yeah, a sense of gentle distance. Their world is different, but they can appreciate the comfort of that human domesticity.
And then Mole just stops. He smells something.
Something faint, but incredibly powerful.
The scent of home. His old home, Mole that he left behind way back at the start, he'd almost forgotten it.
And it hits him like a ton of bricks. This overwhelming wave of emotion, nostalgia, a desperate need to go back. Smells amazing like that, isn't it?
It really is that primal pull. Rat's initially a bit like, oh, come on, Mole, it's late, it's snowing.
Practical Ratty.
But then he sees how genuinely upset Mole is, just heartbroken, and Rat's loyalty kicks in.
He gets it. He sees his friend's pain, and that's more important than the cold or the time. So, okay, he says, let's find Mole End.
True friendship right there, prioritizing his friend's feelings.
Absolutely, and they find it. It's small, maybe a bit neglected, shabby even.
But Rat doesn't care. He just gets busy, lights a fire, finds some bits of food, tidies up, makes it cozy.
He's so cheerful and practical about it. Turns this forgotten little burrow back into a warm, welcoming home. It's a lovely moment.
It really is. Simple pleasures, shared comfort, and then, to top it off,
The carol singers.
little field mice turn up at the door, singing carols. It's a local tradition. Mole is delighted. A chance to be a host.
Even though he has basically nothing to offer them. But Rat, quick as a flash.
Sorts it out, dashes off, and somehow rustles up drinks and food for a proper little feast, despite the late hour.
Resourceful.
He really is. So they have this lovely impromptu party. Mulled ale, singing, warmth. Mole's spirits are completely restored.
It's just pure Hig, isn't it? That feeling of cozy contentment.
Exactly. And Mole has this thought, this reflection about needing an anchorage.
Yeah, a safe place, a home base. He still loves adventure, the river, the world. But he realizes how important it is to have that place to come back to, that sense of belonging.
It's a key bit of growth for him, isn't it? Understanding that balance between exploring and having roots. Adventure is great, but home matters too. Absolutely. But while Mole's finding his balance, Toad is still, well, Toad. Which brings us to the intervention.
Mr. Toad. Badger decides enough is enough. He pays a formal visit to Rat and Mole.
Declares, Toad's hour has arrived. Time for a cure.
Sounds ominous. They march over to Toad Hall, and there's Toad preening himself next to his latest pride and joy.
A brand new, big, powerful red motor car. And he's wearing the most ridiculous driving outfit. Goggles, cap, the works.
Oh, Toad. Badger doesn't waste any time. Stern voice. Orders him to take off the ridiculous things now. Give up motor cars. For good.
It's a proper confrontation. Badger gives him this long, serious talking to.
And Toad, he's easily swayed in the moment. He dissolves into tears, makes all sorts of promises. He's converted. He sees the error of his ways.
For about 5 minutes.
Exactly. As soon as Badger isn't right there looming over him, he cheers up and admits he's not sorry at all. It was all simply glorious.
He's incorrigible.
Yes.
So the friends realize talking isn't enough. Drastic measures needed.
They basically put him under house arrest, lock him in his bedroom, take turns guarding him.
Must have been exhausting. Especially as Toad doesn't take it well. He has these violent paroxysms.
Yeah, arranging chairs like a car, making engine noises, poo, driving them mad.
Despite their best efforts to distract him with games and stories, his obsession is just too strong.
And he's clever, too. He hatches a plan.
Feigns illness, right? He gets poor, kind Rat all worried.
Makes Rat leave him alone just for a bit, maybe go fetch a doctor. And as soon as Rat's gone...
He's out the window and away, escaped.
Remarkable cunning, really. But his arrogance is his downfall, always.
He heads to town, feeling very pleased with himself. Walks past an inn, sees a motor car parked outside, unattended. Oh, yes. The temptation is too much. He just helps himself. Steals it.
Toad. He never learns.
And gets caught almost immediately. Leads to a trial.
Where his boasting and lies don't help him at all?
Nope. He gets sentenced. 20 years. In the grimmest dungeon of the nearest castle. A massive fall from grace.
From Toad Hall to a dungeon. That's quite the consequence. You'd think that would finally teach him. But this is Toad we're talking about.
Which leads us into Toad's adventures. He starts off in despair in this dark, cold dungeon. Medieval fortress, chains, the whole bit. Pretty grim.
As it should be, but Toad's despair never lasts long, does it?
No. A glimmer of hope arrives in the form of the jailer's daughter.
A kind soul. She feels sorry for him.
Brings him tea and toast, listens to him talk well, boast about Toad Hall, his important friends, his wealth.
And Toad, even locked up, manages to charm her, or at least gain her sympathy. His vanity is indestructible.
And she comes up with a plan. An escape plan.
A brilliant, if slightly mad, plan involving her aunt, who happens to be a washerwoman.
Exactly. The plan is Toad dresses up as the washerwoman aunt.
Toad as a washerwoman! Oh, the indignity.
He hates the idea at first, Mr. Toad of Toad Hall.
in skirts. But freedom calls, so he agrees.
And it works. He manages to shuffle past the guards, complaining about the washing, and walks right out of the castle gates. Humiliating, yes, but successful. He's free, but penniless. He gets to the railway station, tries to buy a ticket, realizes he has no money at all.
Panic stations. What now?
He spots a train engine, talks to the driver, puts on this pitiful act, spins a yarn.
And the engine driver, bless him, feels sorry for this poor washerwoman.
Toad promises to do his washing if he gives him a ride on the engine footplate.
A promise he has absolutely no intention of keeping, I imagine.
Probably not. But he gets the ride. Off they go. But then...
Trouble's catching up. The police, the prison warders, they've realized he's escaped. They commandeer another engine.
He give chase. It's a proper pursuit down the railway line. Very dramatic.
High-speed drama. Toad has to think fast again.
He confesses who he really is to the shocked engine driver. And then, with the police closing in, he jumps.
Bullocks off the moving train. Right into the woods alongside the track.
A desperate gamble. He escapes the train, escapes the police, but lands right back in.
The wildwood. Or near it. Back in the scary unknown. Alone again. Talk about out of the frying pan.
Into the fire. So that leap leads us to the further adventures of Toad. He wakes up in the woods and, after the initial fear wears off.
He's Toad again. Full of himself, feeling like he's outsmarted everyone, master of his destiny.
Absolutely. The terror of the chase is forgotten. He wanders along, still in his washerwoman disguise, and bumps into a barge woman.
Ah, another encounter. And does he tell the truth?
Of course not. He sticks to the disguise, spins another tale about being a poor laundress with lots of naughty children.
Laying it on thick.
But the barge woman is nobody's fool. She offers her a ride on the barge if she does a bit of washing first.
Huh. Turns the tables on him, makes him actually do the work he's pretending to do.
Toad is disgusted, actually having to wash clothes, the indignity. His temper flares.
And he blurts out who he really is. I am Toad, the terror of the highways, or something equally ridiculous.
Big mistake. The barge woman is furious at being lied to and chucks him straight into the canal.
Serves him right. A cold dip might knock some sense into him.
Does it? What do you think? He scrambles out, furious and dripping, sees the barge horse tethered nearby.
Oh, no, not again. Yeah.
Tills the horse, rides off. It's becoming a habit, this theft thing.
He's incorrigible. He then meets a gypsy.
Manages to sell the stolen horse to the gypsy for a bit of money, and more importantly, a hot meal. Stew.
Resourceful, you have to give him that. Surviving by his wits, however dodgy they are.
Fed, warm, and with a little cash, Toad's ego inflates right back up. He starts composing a song about how clever and brilliant he is, singing it loudly as he walks along.
Utterly shameless, and then history repeats itself.
He hears it, that familiar sound, poop, poop. A motor car approaches.
You can't make this up.
Driver stops, see this strange figure. Toad pretends to be ill, gets their sympathy.
Yeah.
They offer him a lift.
And he steals their car, too.
He stabs.
Takes the wheel and drives off like a maniac again.
Only this time he crashes it, right into a pond.
Poetic justice, maybe? His obsession literally lands him in the water.
He scrambles out. The owners are chasing him. He runs, desperately, and finally sees the river. He jumps in.
Another desperate plunge. And where does the river carry him?
Right back to where he started, in a way. He washes up, exhausted and bedraggled, right at the entrance to Rat's hole.
Fate really wants him back with his friends.
And Rat finds him. But this time, Rat is not sympathetic. He is furious.
Gives him a real tongue lashing. Lists every stupid, foolish, humiliating thing Toad has done since his escape. No punches pulled.
It's harsh, but probably what Toad needs to hear.
And for a moment, just a moment, it seems to sink in. Toad actually looks remorseful. He says he's learned his lesson, he's giving up cars. Maybe he'll try motorboats instead.
Huh. Still Toad, but there's a flicker of something. A resolution to be better.
A very brief flicker, because then Rat drops the bombshell. The real reason Toad needs to pull himself together.
It's not just about his own antics anymore. While he's been off gallivanting, disaster is struck at home.
Toad Hall, his ancestral home. It's been taken over.
By the Wild Wooders, the Stoats and Weasels. They moved in, kicked out Badger and Mole, who were trying to look after the place. The situation is dire.
That changes everything. It's not just Toad's reputation on the line now. It's his home, his heritage.
Exactly, which brings us to the climax. Like, Summer Tempest came his tears. The battle for Toad Hall. Toad hears the news.
And reacts exactly as you'd expect. Disbelief, outrage, then immediate, impulsive action.
He tries to storm the place by himself, right? Just charge the front door.
Yep. Gets shot at by stoat sentries for his trouble. Completely ineffective bravado.
Needs a plan. And luckily, his friends are planners. Mole comes up with something brilliant.
Using Toad's own past against the enemy, he puts on the old washerwoman disguise.
Slips into Toad Hall unnoticed, wanders around listening.
Finds out the Wild Witters are planning a big banquet to celebrate their takeover. Gets the details, numbers, and crucially, learns they'll be unarmed, feasting and complacent. Genius bit of spying by Mole.
Absolute genius. Armed with this intel, Badger formulates the real plan.
Using his knowledge of the hall's secrets, there's an old underground passage.
One that leads from the riverbank right up into the butler's pantry, which is conveniently next door to the main dining hall where the feast will be.
Perfect. They'll sneak in through the tunnel, burst out of the pantry, and catch the feasting stoats and weasels completely by surprise, while they're unarmed and stuffed with food.
It's a brilliant strategy. Leverages surprise and Badger's knowledge. Rat, meanwhile, is getting very excited about the upcoming fight.
Oh yeah, Ratty's ready for action, polishing up swords, cutlasses, pistols, getting the arsenal ready.
Though Badger calmly assures them their walking sticks, their cudgels, will probably be enough once they're inside, and the element of surprise hits.
It really shows how they all contribute differently, doesn't it? Badger's strategy, Mole's spying, Rat's enthusiasm for weaponry, and Toad providing the motivation.
Exactly. A real team effort, despite their quirks.
Which brings us to the grand finale, the return of Ulysses, the actual assault on Toad Hall.
They gather at the tunnel entrance. It's dark, tense. They head into Badger's secret passage.
Must have been spooky down there. And Toad, predictably, is a nervous wreck, jumping at shadows, making noise.
Probably driving Badger mad. But they make it, reach the end of the tunnel, the door into the pantry.
They can hear the sounds of the banquet on the other side, shouting, singing, feasting, the Wild Witters having a high old time in Toad's house.
The four friends get ready. Badger gives the signal. They throw open the pantry door and charge.
Bam! Right into the middle of the feast. Utter chaos. Animals yelling, flourishing sticks, Badger roaring.
Grahame describes it as monstrous animals, gray, black, brown, and yellow, whooping and flourishing enormous cudgels, terrifying for the unsuspecting weasels.
They completely panic, no weapons, totally surprised. They just bolt, scrambling over each other trying to escape. Some even tumble into the river moat.
It's over very quickly. A decisive victory. Toad Hall is reclaimed.
Swift and effective. But the aftermath is interesting, too. Mole takes charge of the few prisoners they caught.
Yeah, showing his practical side again. Makes them clean up the mess from the banquet before he lets them go. Fair but firm. Order restored.
Love that touch. It's not just about fighting, it's about setting things right. And then the friends can finally have their own meal in Toad Hall, a victory banquet.
Well earned. But even now, Toad's ego needs managing.
Badger and Rat have to step in, make sure he doesn't get too carried away boasting at the celebratory dinner they plan.
They make him rewrite the invitations to properly thank his friends for saving the day.
Though apparently he still goes up to his bedroom later and performs his conceited song just for himself. Some things never change.
Never. But publicly, he does manage some humility, gives his friends the credit.
And he does remember his promises, mostly. Sends gifts to the jailer's daughter, the engine driver.
Though Badger has to gently nudge him to compensate the barge woman, too. Toad's still a bit resentful about that horse, I think.
Probably. But overall, order is restored. Toad Hall is safe.
And the Wild Witters. They learn some respect. When they see the four heroes out and about afterwards, they touch their caps respectfully.
The balance is back. The riverbank community is secure again thanks to their combined courage and cleverness. A proper triumphant ending.
It really is a testament to friendship, home, and maybe, just maybe, Toad learning a little bit of a lesson.
Maybe, at least for a while.
And there you have it. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us in this story.
Yeah, it's been great diving back into this one.
If you enjoyed it, a simple like or subscribe helps the channel out more than you know. Be good and take care.